Have you ever felt stuck in a toxic cycle you couldn't escape, wondering why life keeps throwing you the same lessons over and over? Or maybe you faced challenges so intense they've pushed you to your breaking point? What if I told you those moments weren't random and that your Pluto placement holds the answers you've been looking for? Pluto isn't just another planet in your birth chart, it's your blueprint for your deepest transformation and soul evolution. It reveals the exact area of life where you're meant to experience your most profound growth, the biggest challenges, and the ultimate rebirth. In this video, we're diving into Pluto in each house, uncovering the soul lessons, power blocks, and hidden strengths it holds for you. By the end, you'll not only understand how Pluto's energy shows up in your life, but you'll also have the tools to break free from its challenges and step into your true power. Pluto isn't here to punish you. It's here to guide you towards your highest potential. So let's uncover what Pluto has to teach you about your soul's evolution and transformation.
Pluto in the first house represents deep transformation in your sense of self, identity, and personal power. This placement brings intensity and depth to your personality, making you someone who exudes magnetism, mystery, and strength. Your life's journey revolves around discovering who you truly are by confronting your fears, shedding old versions of yourself, and embracing your inner power. You might notice patterns like feeling like you've lived many lives within your lifetime, constantly reinventing yourself after major changes or challenges, experiencing identity crisis or moments where life forces you to completely let go of who you thought you were, or a magnetic presence that draws people to you, often feeling like others are fascinated, intimidated, or both. This placement challenges you to embrace transformation as a core part of your life's path, turning every struggle into an opportunity for rebirth and empowerment. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the first house is to learn how to step into your personal power without fear or apology. You're here to master self-awareness, authenticity, and confidence, transforming your identity into a source of strength and inspiration. Pluto is asking you to confront questions like, who am I when I strip away other people's expectations and opinions? Am I willing to let go of old identities that no longer serve me, even if it's uncomfortable? How can I use my personal power to inspire and uplift others rather than control or dominate? Your soul signed up for a journey of self-discovery, where the more you embrace your inner power, the more you inspire transformation in others. This placement calls you to live authentically, owning every part of who you are, light and shadow alike. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the first house is fear of losing control and over-identifying with external images of power. This block often manifests as a need to control how others perceive you, fearing rejection or judgment if you show vulnerability. Over-identification with certain roles or identities, leading to resistance when life pushes you to evolve. Or struggles with self-doubt or insecurity beneath a confident exterior, stemming from fears of inadequacy. At its core, this block comes from a fear of losing your sense of self. Pluto teaches that true power doesn't come from controlling how others see you. It comes from embracing who you truly are, even when it's messy or uncertain. For example, you might resist change or cling to old versions of yourself, fearing that letting go will leave you powerless. Or you may project strength outwardly while secretly feeling like you're not enough, creating a disconnect between your inner and outer worlds. The path to breaking free lies in surrendering the need for control and trusting that transformation is the key to your empowerment. Now, the good news is Pluto in the first house reveals your hidden strength as a leader, healer, and catalyst for transformation. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to inspire others through your own journey of growth and self-discovery, showing that true strength comes from vulnerability and authenticity. You're able to command attention and respect through your magnetic presence, using your power to uplift and empower others. You also gain the ability to lead with courage and resilience, proving that transformation is always possible, no matter how challenging life becomes. So, for example, you might use your own experiences of reinvention to help others overcome their fears and embrace change. Or your ability to face your shadows head on makes you a powerful guide for those navigating their own transformations. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to embody the process of rebirth, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth and empowerment. Now, the first step to transform and apply Pluto's energy in your first house is to embrace self-reflection to deepen self-awareness. Pluto in the first house thrives on self-awareness. Take time to explore your inner world, uncovering the fears, desires, and beliefs that shape your identity. Use journaling to reflect on how your past experiences have shaped who you are today. For example, write about the moments in your life when you've had to reinvent yourself. What did you learn about your strength and resilience? Next is to release old identities that no longer serve you. Transformation requires letting go of outdated versions of yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Reflect on the roles or identities you've outgrown and give yourself permission to release them. So, for example, if you've always been the strong one in your relationships, allow yourself to ask for help and show vulnerability. Next is to balance confidence with vulnerability. True power comes from balancing strength with authenticity. Practice showing your vulnerable side without fear of judgment. Share your struggles or fears with trusted friends or loved ones, trusting that vulnerability strengthens connection. So let's say you've been going through a major change. Let others see your process instead of pretending you have it all figured out. Next is to focus on inner power, not external control. Pluto in the first house can push you to control how others perceive you, but true transformation comes from focusing inward. Shift your focus from how others see you to how you see yourself. Cultivate inner confidence through self-acceptance. So you can practice affirmations like, I am worthy as I am, or my power comes from within. Next is to use challenges as opportunities for rebirth. Pluto's energy often brings intense challenges, but these moments are always opportunities for growth. When life pushes you to change, trust that the discomfort is leading you toward a stronger, more aligned version of yourself. So let's say if a relationship or a situation falls apart, reflect on how it's clearing the way for a more authentic and empowering path. And finally, lead by example to inspire others. Your journey of self transformation is a powerful source of inspiration for others. Use your experiences to guide and uplift those around you. Share your story of growth and resilience, showing others that transformation is possible, even in the face of fear or uncertainty. So let's say that you've overcome a significant challenge. Consider mentoring or supporting others through similar struggles. Pluto in the first house makes your identity the foundation of your soul's transformation. While this placement brings intense challenges, it also offers incredible opportunities for growth, empowerment, and self mastery. By embracing change, releasing outdated identities, and stepping into your personal power, you unlock your full potential to inspire and lead others. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel intense, but they are here to help you rise stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self than ever before. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments. And of course, like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the second house represents deep transformation in the areas of self-worth, finances, possessions, and personal values. This placement pushes you to confront your relationship with material and emotional security, challenging you to break free from limiting beliefs about your worth and your ability to attract abundance. So you might notice patterns like experiencing highs and lows in your financial life, such as a sudden gain or loss that forces you to rethink your relationship with money. You may also notice struggling with self-worth, often tying your value to external achievements or your possessions, as well as feeling an intense need for security, but simultaneously fearing loss or scarcity, creating a cycle of clinging and letting go. This placement challenges you to redefine what true value means to you, shifting from external validation to an inner sense of empowerment and abundance. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the second house is to learn how to recognize your value and align with true abundance. You're here to master the art of self-worth, releasing attachments to material things or external validation as a measure of your success. Pluto in your second house asks you to confront questions like, do I believe I'm worthy of abundance? Or do I sabotage myself out of fear or insecurity? Am I overly attached to material possessions as a source of security or identity? How can I create a sense of abundance and value from within, regardless of external circumstances? Your soul signed up for a journey of redefining value, both in how you view yourself and how you interact with the material world. This placement calls you to build an unshakable foundation of self-worth that isn't dependent on what you have, but on who you are. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the second house is a fear of scarcity and a need to control your material reality. So this block often manifests as obsessing over finances or possessions, feeling like you never have enough, no matter how much you achieve or acquire. Struggling with low self worth, leading to cycles of overworking or overgiving in an attempt to prove your value, as well as holding on to material things or toxic patterns out of fear of loss, even when they no longer serve you. At its core, this block comes from a fear of lack, whether it's lack of money, security, or love. Pluto teaches that true abundance begins with self-worth and that clinging to control only creates more resistance. So, for example, you might hoard money or possessions, fearing that letting go will leave you vulnerable or unsafe. Or you may undervalue your talents or undercharge for your work, doubting that you're worthy of greater abundance. The path to breaking free lies in trusting that you are inherently worthy and that abundance flows naturally when you align with your inner value. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the second house reveals your hidden strength as a creator and a magnet for abundance. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform your relationship with money and possessions, creating a life that feels both secure and fulfilling, as well as build unshakable confidence in your worth, regardless of external circumstances. And you're able to attract abundance effortlessly by aligning with your values and stepping into your power. So you might want to use your journey of overcoming financial struggles to inspire and guide others toward abundance. Or your ability to transform your mindset around money and worth can give you the tools to create lasting wealth, both materially and spiritually. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to manifest abundance from the inside out, turning self-worth into a magnet for all forms of prosperity. Now, to transform and apply Pluto's energy in your second house, the first step is to redefine what value means to you. Start by reflecting on what truly matters to you beyond material possessions or external validation. So ask yourself, what do I value most in life? How can I align my actions with those values? So, for example, if you've been chasing financial success but feel unfulfilled, focus on creating a life that feels meaningful, regardless of how much money you make. Next is to build a foundation of self-worth. Pluto in the second house challenges you to anchor your worth in who you are, not what you have. So you can practice affirmations like, I am worthy of abundance, or my value is intrinsic and unshakable. So for example, if you tend to undervalue your work or time, set boundaries and raise your rates to reflect your worth. Next is to release scarcity mindset and trust the flow of abundance. Let go of fear-based patterns around money and security. Trust that abundance flows when you align with your true self. Reflect where you might be holding on to scarcity beliefs, such as, I'll never have enough, and replace them with empowering thoughts like, abundance is always available to me. So, for example, if you tend to save excessively out of fear of loss, practice balancing saving with intentional spending that aligns with your values. Next is to transform your relationship with money. Money is energy, and Pluto in the second house asks you to shift how you engage with it. Create a budget or financial plan that feels empowering rather than restrictive, focusing on how your money can support your growth and goals. So, for example, invest in personal development or experiences that align with your values rather than clinging to money out of fear. Next is to let go of possessions or patterns that no longer serve you. Pluto teaches the power of release. Declutter your physical and emotional life, letting go of what no longer aligns with your values or goals. Practice rituals for release, such as donating items, writing down limiting beliefs about money or worth, and burning the paper as a symbolic act of letting go. So, for example, if you've been holding on to a toxic job for financial security, trust that releasing it will create space for a more aligned opportunity. And finally, embrace gratitude as a tool for abundance. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, helping you attract more of what you appreciate. Start a daily gratitude practice, listing 5 things you're grateful for, whether it's a steady paycheck, supportive relationships, or your own resilience. So, if you've been feeling frustrated about finances, focus on gratitude for the resources you do have and the steps that you're taking to grow. Pluto in the second house challenges you to transform your relationship with self-worth, finances, and security, teaching you that true abundance begins within. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers profound opportunities for growth and empowerment. By aligning with your values, releasing scarcity patterns, and stepping into your innate worth, you unlock the power to create a life that feels rich in every sense of the word. Remember, Pluto's lessons may feel heavy, but they're here to help you rise into your full potential as a creator of abundance and self-mastery. Let me know in the comments below how this resonated for you, and be sure to like, share it with someone who needs this, and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to go even deeper, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for being here. Pluto in the third house represents deep transformation in the areas of communication, thought patterns, learning, and relationships with siblings or your local environment. This placement pushes you to confront how you think, speak, and perceive the world, challenging you to transform limiting beliefs and step into the power of your voice. So you may notice patterns like intense or transformative conversations that deeply impact you or others, or feeling drawn to uncover hidden truths in your interactions or the way you process information, as well as struggling with obsessive thoughts, overthinking, or feeling misunderstood in how you express yourself. This placement challenges you to transform the way you communicate and process information, using your voice and mind as tools for empowerment rather than fear or control. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the third house is to learn how to use your words and thoughts as tools for transformation. You are here to master the art of communicating with depth, authenticity, and intention, transforming the way you express yourself and connect with others. Pluto in the third house asks you to confront questions like, do I speak my truth? Or do I hold back out of fear of being judged or misunderstood? Are my thoughts empowering me? Or am I stuck in cycles of negativity or self doubt? How can I use my voice and mind to inspire, uplift, and create meaningful change? Your soul signed up for a journey of uncovering the power of your mind and communication. This placement calls you to speak with purpose, think with clarity, and transform the way you connect with the world around you. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the third house is fear of being misunderstood or overpowered in communication. So, this block often manifests as obsessive thinking or overanalyzing situations, leading to mental exhaustion or paralysis. Hesitation to speak your truth, fearing conflict, rejection, or judgment. Power struggles in conversations where either you or the other person tries to dominate or control the dialogue. At its core, this block comes from a fear of losing your voice or being misunderstood. Pluto teaches that true power in communication comes not from control, but from authenticity, vulnerability, and clarity. So, for example, you might hold back from sharing your opinions or ideas, worried they won't be accepted. Or you may find yourself locked in intense debates or arguments, struggling to feel heard or respected. The path to breaking free lies in embracing the power of your voice while trusting that your words have value, even if everyone doesn't agree. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the third house reveals your hidden strength as a communicator, thinker, and storyteller. When you embrace Pluto's lessons in your third house, you gain the ability to speak with clarity and conviction, using your voice to inspire, heal, and empower others. You also gain the ability to transform limiting beliefs and thought patterns, creating a mindset that supports your growth and success, as well as become a source of wisdom and depth in your interactions, sharing insights that create meaningful change. So, for example, you might use your own journey of overcoming self-doubt or mental challenges to help others find their voice and clarity. Or your ability to deep dive into ideas or topics allows you to uncover truths and share them in ways that resonate powerfully with others. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn words and thoughts into tools for transformation, both for yourself and those you connect with. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy in your third house, the first step is to examine and transform limiting beliefs. Start by identifying thought patterns or beliefs that keep you stuck in cycles of fear or self-doubt. Reflect on how these beliefs may have been shaped by past experiences or influences and consciously choose to rewrite them. So, for example, if you believe, "I'm not good enough to share my ideas," replace it with, "My voice is valuable and deserves to be heard." Next is to practice authentic communication. Pluto in the third house challenges you to speak with authenticity and intention, even when it feels uncomfortable. Share your thoughts and feelings openly, trusting that vulnerability strengthens connections. So, for example, if you tend to avoid conflict, practice expressing your needs in a calm and clear way, even if it feels difficult at first. Next is to develop mental resilience through mindfulness. Overthinking or obsessing can drain your energy. So focus on practices that help you stay present and grounded. Try mindfulness techniques like breath work, meditation, or journaling to quiet your mind and gain clarity. So, for example, if you find yourself stuck in a cycle of overanalyzing a conversation, take a few deep breaths and remind yourself to focus on the present moment. Next is to use writing as a tool for transformation. Writing can be a powerful way to process emotions, clarify thoughts, and tap into Pluto's transformative energy. Keep a journal to explore your inner world, uncover hidden truths, and express yourself freely. So, for example, if you're struggling with a particular thought or belief, write it down and explore where it comes from. Then reframe it in a more empowering way. Next is to set boundaries in communication. If you often feel overwhelmed in conversations or group settings, set boundaries to protect your energy and stay aligned with your truth. Practice active listening, but also know when to disengage from toxic or unproductive conversations. So let's say someone is dominating a discussion or dismissing your input. Calmly state your perspective and step away if necessary. And finally, share your voice to inspire and empower. Your journey of transformation is a source of wisdom for others. Use your voice to share your insights and inspire those around you. Explore opportunities to speak, teach, or write about topics you're passionate about, trusting that your perspective will resonate with the right people. So let's say you've overcome a personal challenge. Consider sharing your story through a blog, a podcast, or a social media platform to empower others on similar journeys. Pluto in the third house challenges you to transform the way you think, communicate, and connect with others, teaching you the power of authentic expression and mental clarity. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers incredible opportunities for growth and empowerment. By embracing your voice, transforming limiting beliefs, and using your words intentionally, you unlock your full potential as a communicator and thought leader. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel intense, but they are here to help you rise into your power as a speaker, thinker, and connector of ideas. If this resonated for you, be sure to drop a comment and share your thoughts. Also, make sure to like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more empowering content. And if you're ready to transform your life from the ground up, be sure to check out my links below for my tools and resources. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the fourth house represents deep transformation in the areas of home, family, roots, and your emotional foundations. This placement pushes you to confront unresolved emotions, ancestral patterns, and the ways your upbringing has shaped your sense of safety and belonging. It's a journey of emotional rebirth where you learn to release old wounds and build a new sense of inner security. You might notice patterns like intense family dynamics, such as power struggles, secrecy, or generational cycles of trauma, as well as a feeling of being emotionally rootless or disconnected from your family or home environment, or a deep need for privacy and control over your personal space, coupled with an intense sensitivity to the energy of your home and family. This placement challenges you to transform your relationship with your past and your inner world, creating a solid emotional foundation that supports your growth and empowerment. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the fourth house is to learn how to create emotional security and release the weight of your past. You're here to master the art of healing ancestral wounds and transforming your inner world into a place of strength and safety. Pluto asks you to confront questions like, am I holding on to pain or resentment from my family or past experiences? How can I break free from generational patterns that no longer serve me? What does emotional security look like for me? And how can I create it for myself? Your soul signed up to heal the deep emotional wounds and patterns passed down through your lineage, creating a new legacy of strength and authenticity. This placement calls you to transform your relationship with your family, home, and sense of self. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the fourth house is fear of vulnerability and difficulty facing deep emotional wounds. This block often manifests as avoiding emotions or memories that feel too painful to confront, leading to emotional repression. Feeling controlled by family dynamics or stuck in cycles of guilt, obligation, or unresolved conflict. Struggling with fear of abandonment or betrayal, leading to emotional walls or excessive need for control. At its core, this block comes from a fear of being emotionally exposed or powerless. Pluto teaches that true emotional power comes from facing your fears, embracing your vulnerability, and healing from within. So, for example, you might avoid family confrontations to keep the peace, but this only deepens feelings of resentment or disconnection. Or you may cling to old memories, homes, or relationships out of fear of losing your sense of identity or security. The path to breaking free lies in releasing the past and trusting that emotional healing is the foundation of your true power. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the fourth house reveals your hidden strength as a healer and emotional anchor. When you embrace Pluto's lessons in your fourth house, you gain the ability to transform your relationship with your family and home, creating a foundation that feels safe, nurturing, and empowering. You gain the ability to heal ancestral wounds, breaking generational cycles, and creating a new legacy of emotional strength, as well as the ability to build unshakable inner security, knowing that your emotional strength comes from within, not from external circumstances. So, for example, you might use your journey of healing family wounds to inspire and guide others through their own emotional transformations. Or your ability to create a sanctuary, whether physical or emotional, makes you a source of comfort and support for those you care about. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn pain into power, transforming your emotional foundation into a source of resilience and growth. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your fourth house, the first step is to confront and heal family wounds. Pluto in the fourth house asks you to face unresolved family dynamics or ancestral patterns. Reflect on how your family's beliefs, behaviors, or struggles have influenced you, and consciously choose to release what no longer serves you. So, for example, if your family struggled with emotional suppression, practice openly expressing your feelings and encouraging healthy communication. Next is to create a safe and empowering home environment. Your home is a reflection of your inner world, and Pluto in the fourth house challenges you to transform your living space into a sanctuary. Declutter and cleanse your space regularly to remove stagnant energy and create a sense of peace. So, let's say if your current home feels chaotic or draining, rearrange or redecorate to reflect your need for security and empowerment. Next is to build emotional boundaries. Pluto's energy can intensify family or emotional connections, making boundaries essential. Learn to say no when needed and prioritize your emotional well-being without guilt. So let's say a family member's behavior feels toxic or overbearing. Set clear boundaries about what you will and won't tolerate. Next is to explore your ancestral roots. Understanding your family history can help you uncover hidden patterns and find healing. Reflect on your lineage, exploring both the strengths and struggles of your ancestors. So, for example, if you feel disconnected from your roots, consider journaling about your family history or exploring practices like ancestral meditation to connect with your lineage. Next is to embrace vulnerability and emotional release. Pluto in the fourth house requires you to face your emotions, no matter how intense or uncomfortable. Practice journaling or energy healing to release suppressed emotions and process your feelings. So if you've been holding on to grief or anger, write it out in a journal or talk to a trusted friend or therapist to release the emotional weight. And finally, focus on rebuilding inner security. True emotional security comes from within, and Pluto challenges you to build a foundation of strength and self-trust. Practice affirmations like, I am safe and secure within myself, or my strength comes from my ability to heal and transform. So if you have relied on external factors like relationships or possessions for security, focus on cultivating self-love and inner peace instead. Pluto in the fourth house challenges you to transform your relationship with home, family, and your emotional foundations, teaching you the power of healing and rebirth. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers incredible opportunities to create a life rooted in emotional strength, authenticity, and empowerment. By releasing the weight of your past, setting boundaries, and building a safe inner and outer world, you unlock the full potential to rise as a beacon of emotional resilience and growth. Though Pluto's lessons may feel heavy, they are here to help you rebuild your foundation stronger than ever before. If this resonated for you, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And of course, like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke with you, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the fifth house represents deep transformation in the areas of self-expression, creativity, romance, and personal joy. This placement brings intensity to how you experience pleasure, love, and your creative power, challenging you to redefine what it means to shine as your authentic self. Your journey involves confronting fears and limitations around self-expression, love, and your ability to embrace joy fully. So you might notice patterns like having intense romantic relationships that bring profound lessons or catalyze emotional growth. Feeling blocked or afraid to fully express your creative gifts, fearing rejection or judgment. Struggling to balance personal joy with the expectations or needs of others, leading to cycles of burnout or creative stagnation. This placement challenges you to transform your relationship with joy, love, and creativity, allowing these areas of life to become sources of empowerment and freedom. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the fifth house is to learn how to embrace your creative and romantic power without fear or inhibition. You're here to master the art of expressing your unique gifts, desires, and passions with confidence and authenticity. Pluto in your fifth house asks you to confront questions like, do I allow myself to shine, or do I hold back out of fear of judgment or rejection? Am I seeking external validation in love or creativity, or am I expressing myself from a place of inner truth? How can I reclaim my creative power and allow joy to flow freely in my life? Your soul signed up for a journey of reclaiming your inner light, breaking free from fear and limitation to embrace the fullness of your creative and romantic potential. This placement calls you to celebrate who you are unapologetically. Now, the biggest challenge for Pluto in the fifth house is fear of vulnerability in expressing your true self. This block often manifests as hesitation to share your creative ideas or pursue your passions, fearing they won't be good enough. Intense or obsessive romantic relationships that challenge your sense of self-worth or power. Struggles to find balance between your own joy and the needs or expectations of others, leading to feelings of guilt or self-sacrifice. At its core, this block comes from a fear of rejection or failure. Pluto teaches that true power in love and creativity comes not from perfection or approval, but from authenticity and self-trust. So, for example, you might feel torn between pursuing your creative passions and meeting the expectations of your family or society. Or you may give too much in romantic relationships, losing yourself in the process, only to feel resentful or unfulfilled. The path to breaking free lies in embracing your worth and trusting that your creative and romantic gifts are inherently valuable. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the fifth house reveals your hidden strength as a creative force and source of inspiration. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to create art, projects, or experiences that resonate deeply with others, channeling your emotional intensity into meaningful self-expression. Transform romantic relationships into spaces of growth and mutual empowerment rather than control or dependence, as well as the ability to reconnect with your inner child, finding freedom and joy in your authentic passions and playfulness. So, for example, you might use your experiences of overcoming creative blocks or romantic struggles to inspire others to embrace their own passions and gifts. Or your ability to express yourself with depth and intensity makes your creative work and relationships feel magnetic and transformative. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to use creativity and love as tools for transformation, both for yourself and for those you connect with. Now, in order to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your fifth house, the first step is to reclaim your creative power. Pluto in the fifth house calls you to take ownership of your creative gifts and passions, no matter how vulnerable it feels. Explore creative outlets like art, writing, music, or performance, allowing yourself to express without judgment. So, if you've been holding back on a creative idea out of fear it won't be perfect, commit to starting it anyway and focus on the process rather than the result. Next is to transform limiting beliefs around joy and self-worth. Reflect on any beliefs that keep you from fully embracing joy, love, or creativity. Ask yourself, do I feel worthy of joy and self-expression? Where am I holding myself back out of fear or self-doubt? So, for example, if you believe, I'm not talented enough to pursue this passion, replace it with, my creativity is unique and valuable. Next is to release toxic patterns in romantic relationships. Pluto in the fifth house can bring intense romantic dynamics, but it's important to release relationships that drain your energy or limit your growth. Set boundaries with partners who exhibit controlling or manipulative behaviors, and prioritize relationships that empower and uplift you. For example, if your partner's needs overshadow your own, reflect on how you can create more balance and stand in your power. Next is to reconnect with your inner child. Joy and creativity flow most freely when you're connected to your inner child. So explore activities that feel playful and fun, allowing yourself to create or enjoy life without pressure or expectation. So, for example, spend time doing something you loved as a child, like painting, dancing, or playing games, and notice how it reconnects you with your joy. Next is to channel emotional intensity into art or expression. Pluto's energy can feel heavy at times, but it's also a source of creative depth. Use your emotions as fuel for your creative or romantic pursuits. Practice turning your pain, passion, or struggles into art, whether through journaling, poetry, or another outlet. So let's say you're processing a breakup or an emotional challenge. Write a song or a story about your experience to transform it into something meaningful. And finally, celebrate your unique light. Pluto challenges you to embrace your individuality and shine unapologetically. Practice affirmations like, I am worthy of love and joy, or my creativity and light inspire others. So if you've been holding back or hiding your talents or passions, take a step towards sharing them with others, whether it's performing, presenting, or publishing your work. Pluto in the fifth house challenges you to transform your relationship with creativity, love, and joy, teaching you the power of authentic self-expression and empowered passion. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers incredible opportunities to shine as your true self and inspire others through your creativity and love. By embracing your worth, releasing fears of judgment, and allowing yourself to fully experience joy, you unlock your full potential as a creative and romantic force of transformation. Though Pluto's lessons may feel heavy, know that they are here to help you rise into the freedom and fulfillment you deserve. If this hit home for you, definitely let me know in the comments, and of course, like, share with someone who needs this information, and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to go even deeper, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for being here. Pluto in the sixth house represents deep transformation and rebirth in the areas of work, health, daily routines, and service to others. This placement pushes you to confront toxic patterns in your everyday life, whether it's burnout from overworking, unhealthy habits, or unbalanced relationships with coworkers or those that you serve. You're naturally intuitive about the energy of your daily environment, and Pluto here challenges you to transform it into a space of empowerment and alignment. This house focuses on the small, practical details of life, which means Pluto's influence manifests in subtle but profound ways over time. So, for example, you might find yourself stuck in repetitive, draining routines that no longer serve you, feeling like you're running on autopilot, or power struggles at work or in service-based relationships could push you to set boundaries or step into a leadership role. Or health issues may arise as signals that it's time to release emotional or energetic baggage stored in your body. This placement calls you to take ownership of your daily habits and routines, transforming them into tools for empowerment and growth. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the sixth house is to learn how to balance serving others with honoring your own well-being. You are here to master the art of empowered service, giving from a place of strength and alignment rather than self-sacrifice. Pluto asks you to examine how power dynamics show up in your daily life. Do you give too much to others while neglecting yourself? Do you feel resentful or undervalued in your work or routines? Are you using your daily habits to strengthen yourself, or are they draining your energy? Your soul signed up to learn how to transform toxic cycles of overworking, self-criticism, and perfectionism into routines that nourish your body, mind, and spirit. By doing so, you step into your role as a healer and guide, not only for yourself, but for others. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the sixth house is an obsession with control over the small details of life. This block often manifests as perfectionism, feeling like you have to do everything perfectly or not at all. Overworking, using work or productivity as a way to avoid deeper emotional or spiritual issues. Health anxiety, focusing excessively on your physical body without addressing the emotional or spiritual root causes of imbalance. At its core, this need for control comes from a fear of vulnerability. You may struggle to trust that things will work out unless you micromanage every detail. This can leave you stuck in cycles of stress, burnout, or self-criticism until you're willing to face the deeper fears driving these patterns. So, for example, you might throw yourself into work or routines as a way to feel safe, but end up feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. Or you may struggle to ask for help, feeling like it's easier to do everything yourself, even when it's overwhelming. The path to breaking free lies in learning to surrender control and trust that transformation doesn't require perfection. It requires authenticity and balance. The good news is that Pluto in the sixth house reveals your hidden strength as a powerful healer and guide. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform not only your own life, but also the lives of others through your work, routines, and healing practices. You also gain the ability to bring profound insight and emotional depth to your daily interactions, inspiring those around you to grow and evolve, as well as the ability to align your health, work, and routines with your soul's purpose, creating a life that feels balanced, meaningful, and empowering. So, for example, you might use your own journey of overcoming burnout or health challenges to help others find balance and healing. Or your ability to analyze and transform small details allows you to create powerful systems, whether in your work, wellness routines, or personal life. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to find empowerment in the ordinary, turning everyday habits into tools for profound transformation. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your sixth house, the first step is to audit your routines and eliminate what no longer serves you. Start by identifying toxic patterns in your daily life. Where are you overextending yourself? Which habits or routines feel draining or out of alignment? Replace perfectionistic tendencies with small, sustainable habits that feel nourishing. So, if you are overworking, set clear boundaries for your workday and schedule time for rest or self-care. Next is to prioritize mind, body, spirit, wellness. Pluto in the sixth house reminds you that health isn't just physical, it's emotional and spiritual too. Explore holistic wellness practices such as yoga, meditation, or breath work to connect with your body on a deeper level. Address emotional baggage stored in your body through practices like journaling or energy healing. So let's say you're experiencing health issues. Reflect on any unresolved emotions that could be contributing to them. Next is to let go of the need for perfection. Release the idea that you have to be perfect to be worthy or successful. Pluto's power lies in transformation, not perfection. Practice affirmations like, I release control and trust the process of transformation. Or, I am enough as I am. So, if you have felt paralyzed by the need to have the perfect routine, start with one small change that feels manageable and build from there. Next is to transform your work environment. If power struggles or toxic dynamics show up in your workplace, use your intuition and inner strength to shift the energy. Advocate for yourself when needed, and don't hesitate to walk away from environments that no longer align with your growth. So if you have felt undervalued at work, have an honest conversation with your boss or explore opportunities that align better with your purpose. And finally, embrace your role as a healer. Your ability to transform yourself through work and health is a gift you can share with others. Consider how you can use your experiences to inspire or guide others, whether through mentorship, leadership, or service. So, for example, if you've overcome burnout or stress, share your story and the tools that helped you to heal to empower others on similar journeys. Pluto in the sixth house challenges you to transform your relationship with work, health, and daily life, teaching you the power of self-discipline, balance, and empowered service. While this placement can feel intense, it also offers profound opportunities for healing and growth, both for yourself and for those you serve. By facing your fears, releasing toxic patterns, and aligning your routines with your higher purpose, you unlock your full potential as a healer and guide. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel heavy at times, but they are here to help you to rise stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. If this resonated for you, definitely let me know in the comments. And of course, like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the 7th house represents deep transformation in the realms of relationships, partnerships, and one-on-one connections. This placement intensifies your experiences in love, collaboration, and commitment, making your relationships a powerful mirror for your soul's growth. You may find that your most significant relationships are transformative, sometimes even tumultuous, pushing you to confront buried emotions, power struggles, and fears around intimacy. So you might notice patterns like attracting intense, magnetic, or even controlling narcissistic partners who push you to grow in ways you didn't expect. Or experiencing relationships that force you to confront fears of rejection, betrayal, or loss, as well as feeling a deep desire for soul-level connections that go beyond the surface, but struggling with trust or vulnerability. This placement challenges you to transform how you relate to others, shifting from codependency or power struggles to authentic, empowered partnerships. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the 7th house is to learn how to create balanced, transformative partnerships. You're here to master the art of deep connection while maintaining your own sense of power and individuality. Pluto here pushes you to ask questions like, do I give away my power in relationships to keep the peace or feel loved? Do I try to control or fix others? Or do I attract people who try to control me? How can I create partnerships that empower both myself and the other person? Your soul signed up to experience the intensity of relationships so you could learn to trust, set boundaries, and build connections that are rooted in mutual respect and authenticity. Every partnership you encounter, whether romantic, professional, or platonic, is an opportunity to grow. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the 7th house is fear of vulnerability and power imbalances in relationships. This block often shows up as attracting partners who are controlling, manipulative, or emotionally unavailable, reflecting unhealed wounds within yourself, as well as struggling with trust or vulnerability, fearing that opening up will lead to betrayal or rejection, as well as falling into codependent or toxic dynamics where either you or your partner seeks to dominate the relationship. At its core, this block stems from a fear of losing control or being hurt. Pluto forces you to confront these fears head on, showing you that true power in relationships comes from balance, trust, and emotional honesty. So, for example, you might stay in a relationship longer than you should, fearing the pain of letting go or believing you can fix the other person. Or you may unconsciously hold back in relationships, avoiding deeper intimacy to protect yourself from potential heartbreak. The path to breaking free lies in embracing vulnerability as a strength and learning to trust both yourself and others. Now, the good news is Pluto in the seventh house reveals your hidden strength as a catalyst for transformation and healing in your relationships. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform not only yourself, but also your partners through your depth, insight, and emotional courage. Build relationships that are deeply empowering, where both people grow and evolve together, as well as the ability to recognize your own worth and power, creating partnerships that reflect your strength and authenticity. So, for example, you might help a partner face their own shadows or grow emotionally while learning to set boundaries and honor your own needs in the process. Or your ability to navigate the intensity of relationships makes you a natural guide for others, inspiring them to create healthier, more fulfilling connections. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn relationship challenges into opportunities for growth and empowerment. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your seventh house, the first step is to identify and release toxic patterns in relationships. Take an honest look at recurring patterns in your partnerships. Are you giving too much, seeking control, or staying in relationships that don't serve your growth? Reflect on how power dynamics play out in your relationships and commit to breaking free from cycles of codependency or toxicity. For example, if you often attract controlling partners, explore what unhealed wounds might be drawing you to these dynamics and work on healing your sense of self-worth. Next is to practice vulnerability and emotional honesty. Pluto in the seventh house challenges you to open up, even when it feels scary. True intimacy requires emotional honesty and vulnerability. Share your thoughts and needs openly with your partner, trusting that honesty will deepen your connection. So, for example, if you're afraid of expressing your emotions, start small by sharing one vulnerable thought or feeling and notice how it strengthens your bonds. Next is to set boundaries to protect your energy. Healthy relationships require clear boundaries. Pluto's energy can push you to overgive or lose yourself in partnerships, so learning to protect your energy is crucial. Practice saying no when something doesn't feel aligned, and trust that setting boundaries is an act of self-love. So if a partner's demands feel overwhelming, communicate your limits calmly and assertively. Next is to embrace relationships as mirrors for growth. Every relationship, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, is a mirror reflecting parts of yourself. Use these reflections as tools for self-awareness and growth. Ask yourself, what is this relationship teaching me about myself? What patterns or fears is it helping me uncover? So, for example, if a partner's behavior triggers insecurity, reflect on where that insecurity comes from and how you can heal it. Next is to release control and trust the process. Pluto's lessons are about surrendering control and trusting the transformative process of relationships. Let go of the need to fix others or control outcomes and focus on showing up authentically. Practice affirmations like, I trust that the right people will align with me when I honor my truth. So let's say you're holding on to a relationship out of fear of being alone. Trust that letting go will create space for a more aligned connection. And finally, seek relationships that empower you. Your ultimate goal with Pluto in the seventh house is to create partnerships that empower and inspire both people. Focus on relationships that feel balanced, supportive, and aligned with your soul's growth. Surround yourself with people who challenge you in healthy ways, encouraging you to step into your power without diminishing your worth. So if you've been in a relationship where you felt small or undervalued, prioritize building connections with people who see and honor your full potential. Pluto in the seventh house makes your relationships the stage for your most profound transformations. While this placement can bring intense challenges, it also offers incredible opportunities for growth, healing, and empowerment. By embracing vulnerability, setting healthy boundaries, and seeking balanced partnerships, you unlock your full potential to create relationships that inspire and uplift. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel heavy at times, but they're here to guide you toward deeper love, authenticity, and alignment with your highest self. If this resonated with you, be sure to drop a comment and share your thoughts. Be sure that you like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more empowering content. And if you're ready to truly transform your life, be sure to check out the links below for my tools and resources. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the eighth house represents deep transformation in the realms of shared resources, intimacy, death, rebirth, and the unseen mysteries of life. This placement brings an intense connection to the cycles of endings and beginnings, both externally and internally, as you're constantly navigating profound emotional and spiritual growth. You might notice patterns like experiencing transformative relationships or partnerships that trigger deep emotional growth, feeling a strong pull toward taboo topics, mysteries, or exploring life's hidden truths, power struggles in intimate relationships or shared financial resources, forcing you to confront control, trust, and vulnerability. This placement challenges you to embrace the cycles of death and rebirth in your life, transforming fear and resistance into empowerment and spiritual awakening. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the eighth house is to learn how to trust in the process of transformation and harness your emotional and spiritual power. You are here to master the art of intimacy, both with others and with your own shadow self. Pluto in this house asks you to confront questions like, am I willing to face my deepest fears and vulnerabilities? Or do I avoid them out of fear of pain or loss? How can I navigate power dynamics in relationships, ensuring they're based on trust and equality rather than control or dependence? What truths about life, death, and rebirth am I being called to uncover, and how can I embrace them to grow? Your soul signed up for a journey of profound transformation, where your ability to face and integrate life's darkest and most intense moments becomes your greatest strength. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the eighth house is fear of vulnerability and a need to control the outcomes of life's uncertainties. This block often manifests as fear of intimacy, where opening up feels dangerous or exposes you to potential pain. Power struggles in relationships, often around trust, loyalty, or money. Resistance to change, leading to emotional stagnation or difficulty letting go of what no longer serves you. At its core, this block comes from a fear of the unknown, whether that's the unpredictability of relationships, the mysteries of death, or the deeper layers of your own psyche. Pluto teaches that surrendering control and embracing vulnerability is the key to empowerment and freedom. So, for example, you might hold on to unhealthy relationships or situations out of fear of losing stability, even when they drain your energy. Or you may struggle to trust others with your emotions, finances, or secrets, leading to isolation or control issues. The path to breaking free lies in surrendering to transformation and trusting that the cycles of death and rebirth always lead to renewal. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the 8th house reveals your hidden strength as a healer, guide, and catalyst for transformation. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to navigate life's darkest moments with courage and grace, emerging stronger and more aligned with your truth. You're able to support others through their own transformations, helping them face fears and find empowerment and vulnerability, as well as the ability to develop a deep understanding of life's mysteries, from the emotional to the spiritual, becoming a source of wisdom and insight for others. So, for example, you might use your own experiences of loss, rebirth, or healing to inspire others to embrace their own transformative journeys. Or your ability to uncover hidden truths makes you a natural detective or spiritual guide, helping others navigate life's complexities. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn pain into power, using the cycles of transformation to grow and inspire those around you. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your 8th house, the first step is to embrace shadow work to heal and transform. Pluto in the 8th house thrives on self-awareness and soul integration. Take time to explore your deepest fears, desires, and unconscious patterns. Practice journaling, therapy, or meditation to uncover and process hidden emotions or beliefs. So, for example, if you fear abandonment, reflect on where that fear comes from and how it influences your relationships, then consciously choose to release it. Next is to navigate power dynamics with awareness and balance. Pluto in the 8th house often brings power struggles in relationships. Focus on creating partnerships based on trust and mutual respect. Reflect on whether you're giving away your power or trying to control others, and work toward balanced dynamics. So, for example, if you tend to take on the role of emotional caretaker, practice setting boundaries and ensuring your needs are also met. Next is to transform your relationship with change and loss. Pluto's energy often brings endings and new beginnings. Practice surrendering to these cycles, trusting that they are necessary for growth. Create rituals for releasing the old, such as writing down what you're letting go of and burning the paper as a symbol of transformation. So if a relationship, job, or situation ends, focus on the lessons you've gained and the opportunities this change creates. Next is to deepen emotional intimacy in relationships. True intimacy requires vulnerability. Pluto in the 8th house challenges you to open up and trust others with your deepest emotions. Practice honest communication, sharing your fears, desires, and boundaries with those you trust. So, if you fear being vulnerable in a romantic relationship, start small by sharing one deep feeling or fear and notice how it strengthens your bond. Next is to explore spiritual practices that connect you to the unseen. Pluto in the 8th house connects you to life's mysteries, making spiritual exploration a powerful tool for transformation. Explore practices like energy healing, astrology, or mediumship to deepen your connection with the unseen realms. So, if you feel drawn to the spiritual side of transformation, work with tools like tarot or meditation to access hidden truths. And finally, align with your role as a healer or guide. Your ability to navigate transformation makes you a natural guide for others. Embrace opportunities to support others through their own growth. Consider sharing your story of transformation, whether through writing, speaking, or one-on-one support. So if you've overcome a significant loss or challenge, use your experience to help others see that rebirth is always possible. Pluto in the 8th house challenges you to transform your relationship with power, intimacy, and life's mysteries, teaching you the strength that comes from surrendering to transformation. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers opportunities for emotional and spiritual growth. By embracing vulnerability, navigating power dynamics with awareness, and trusting in the cycles of death and rebirth, you unlock your full potential as a healer and guide. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel heavy, but they're here to help you rise stronger, wiser, and more empowered than ever before. If this resonated with you, be sure to let me know in the comments, and of course, like, share with a friend who needs this information, and subscribe for more. And if this really lit something inside of you, be sure to check out my offerings that are linked below. Thanks so much for being here. Pluto in the 9th house represents deep transformation in the realms of belief systems, higher education, long-distance travel, and your search for truth and meaning. This placement pushes you to confront outdated or limiting worldviews, challenging you to embrace a broader, more empowered perspective of yourself and the universe. You might notice patterns like questioning deeply held beliefs, whether spiritual, cultural, or societal, often experiencing a death and rebirth of your worldview. Intense interest in uncovering hidden truths or exploring taboo or esoteric philosophies, as well as experiencing transformative journeys, whether physical travel to distant places or internal journeys of spiritual and intellectual awakening. This placement challenges you to embrace the power of transformation through learning, exploration, and expanding your perspective, ultimately aligning with your soul's higher purpose. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the 9th house is to learn how to release limiting beliefs and align with your authentic self. You're here to master the art of intellectual and spiritual growth, shedding old paradigms that no longer resonate with your higher self. Pluto asks you to confront questions like, am I holding on to beliefs out of fear, comfort, or habit, or do they truly align with my soul? What truths am I afraid to explore, and how can I embrace them to grow? How can I use my knowledge and experiences to inspire and uplift others? Your soul signed up for a journey of exploring truth in all its forms, whether through study, travel, or spiritual exploration. This placement calls you to challenge conventional thinking and trust your inner wisdom to guide your path. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the ninth house is fear of change and resistance to questioning deeply ingrained beliefs. This block often manifests as clinging to dogma, traditions, or worldviews that feel safe but limit your growth. Fear of exploring new philosophies or spiritual paths, worrying they might shake up your foundation. Struggling to let go of the need to be right, leading to power struggles in intellectual or spiritual discussions. At its core, this block comes from a fear of uncertainty. What happens if your old beliefs no longer serve you? Pluto teaches that releasing outdated paradigms creates space for deeper wisdom and spiritual evolution. So, for example, you might resist questioning cultural or familial traditions, even if they no longer resonate with your authentic self. Or you may feel conflicted about exploring alternative spiritual practices, fearing judgment or rejection from your community. The path to breaking free lies in surrendering to curiosity and embracing the unknown, trusting that your search for truth will always lead you home. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the ninth house reveals your hidden strength as a seeker, teacher, and source of inspiration. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform not only your own beliefs, but also those of others, helping them see the world through a more empowered lens. You gain the ability to become a natural philosopher, spiritual guide, or teacher, sharing your insights and experiences to inspire others to grow, as well as the ability to align with your higher purpose, using your knowledge and wisdom to create a meaningful impact on the world. So, for example, you might use your own experiences of questioning and reshaping your beliefs to help others break free from limiting paradigms. Or your ability to explore and integrate deep truths makes you a natural leader in intellectual, spiritual, or philosophical discussions. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to navigate and share the transformative power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth. Now, to begin the process of transforming and applying Pluto's energy being in your ninth house, the first step is to question and reevaluate your beliefs. Pluto in the ninth house calls you to examine the beliefs you've inherited or adopted and determine whether they still align with your truth. So ask yourself, are my beliefs serving my growth, or are they holding me back? What truths am I afraid to explore? So, for example, if you've always followed a particular religion or philosophy, but feel disconnected from it, take time to explore other perspectives and see what resonates. Next is to embrace transformative learning and exploration. Knowledge and experience are powerful tools for transformation. Dive into new areas of study or explore cultures, ideas, and philosophies that challenge your current worldview. Check out books, courses, or mentors that inspire you to think differently and expand your horizons. So, if you've always been drawn to metaphysical or esoteric topics, give yourself permission to explore them fully. Next is to let go of the need to be right. Pluto's energy can create power struggles around intellectual or spiritual ideas. Focus on open-minded dialogue rather than the need to prove yourself. Practice active listening and be willing to consider other perspectives, even if they challenge your own. So, for example, if you find yourself in a debate about beliefs, approach it with curiosity rather than defensiveness, asking, what can I learn from this? Next is to embark on transformational journeys. Travel, whether physical or spiritual, can be deeply transformative for Pluto in the ninth house. Seek out experiences that challenge and expand your perspective. Consider traveling to places with rich cultural or spiritual significance, or embark on an inner journey through meditation or self reflection. So, if you felt stuck in a particular mindset, a trip to a foreign country or a retreat could provide the shift you need. Next is to share your wisdom to inspire others. Your journey of transformation equips you with powerful insights that can help others. Embrace opportunities to teach, mentor, or share your story. Use writing, speaking, or one-on-one connections to share the truths you've uncovered and inspire others to seek their own. So, if you've had a major spiritual awakening, consider starting a blog or leading workshops to guide others through similar experiences. And finally, trust the process of discovery. Pluto in the ninth house asks you to surrender to the journey of exploration, even when it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. Practice affirmations like, I trust that every question leads me closer to my truth. Or, I release fear and embrace the power of discovery. So, if you felt unsure about your beliefs or purpose, trust that clarity will come as you continue exploring with an open heart and mind. Pluto in the ninth house challenges you to transform your relationship with beliefs, knowledge, and life's deeper truths, teaching you the power of intellectual and spiritual evolution. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers opportunities to align with your higher purpose and inspire others through your wisdom. By questioning old paradigms, embracing exploration, and trusting the process of discovery, you unlock your full potential as a seeker, teacher, and guide. Remember that Pluto's lessons may feel intense, but they are here to help you to rise into a more expansive and authentic understanding of yourself and the universe. If this resonated for you, be sure to let me know in the comments. And of course, share with your friends who may also benefit from this information, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the 10th house represents deep transformation in the realms of career, public reputation, authority, and your ultimate life purpose. This placement brings intensity and depth to how you approach your professional life and the legacy you aim to leave behind. It challenges you to confront power dynamics, embrace your personal authority, and align your ambition with your higher purpose. You might notice patterns like intense career shifts or moments where your professional identity is completely transformed. Power struggles with authority figures or within the workplace, pushing you to step into your own leadership. Or feeling drawn to careers or roles that involve profound influence, transformation, or societal impact. This placement challenges you to redefine your relationship with power and success, stepping into a role where your purpose aligns with your soul's evolution. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the 10th house is to learn how to wield authority and ambition in a way that serves both yourself and the greater good. You're here to master the art of building a legacy that reflects your true values, using your power to inspire and uplift rather than control or dominate. Pluto here asks you to confront questions like, am I pursuing goals that truly align with my soul? Or am I chasing external validation or societal expectations? How can I navigate power struggles or challenges in my career while staying true to my integrity? What legacy do I want to leave behind? And how can I ensure it reflects my highest truth? Your soul signed up for a journey of transforming your relationship with success, authority, and leadership, teaching you how to rise into your full potential with authenticity and purpose. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the 10th house is fear of failure and a need to prove your worth through external achievements. This block often manifests as obsessing over your reputation or career success, fearing that failure will diminish your worth or identity, struggling with perfectionism or overworking, trying to control every detail to avoid criticism or judgment. Power struggles with authority figures, feeling either dominated by them or overly resistant to their influence. At its core, this block comes from a fear of losing control over your public image or professional path. Pluto teaches that true power in your career comes not from control or perfection, but from alignment, integrity, and inner confidence. So, for example, you might feel trapped in a career that looks good on the outside, but feels unfulfilling or misaligned with your true self. Or you may avoid taking risk in your professional life, fearing the potential of failure or public scrutiny. The path to breaking free lies in trusting your inner authority and aligning your ambition with your higher purpose rather than external expectations. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the 10th house reveals your hidden strength as a leader, visionary, and catalyst for societal change. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform your career and public image into a platform for empowerment, using your influence to inspire and uplift others. You also gain the ability to navigate power dynamics with grace and integrity, becoming a role model for authentic leadership, as well as the ability to build a legacy that reflects your soul's truth, leaving a lasting impact on the world. So, for example, you might use your experiences of overcoming career challenges or public setbacks to guide others toward resilience and growth. Or your ability to see the bigger picture and lead with depth and intention makes you a natural force for transformation in your field. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to use power and influence wisely, creating meaningful change and inspiring others to do the same. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your 10th house, the first step is to align your career goals with your soul's purpose. Pluto in the 10th house calls you to pursue goals that reflect your higher values and purpose. Reflect on whether your current career aligns with your true passions and beliefs, and make adjustments if necessary. So, if you're in a career that feels unfulfilling, explore how you can pivot towards something more aligned with your purpose, even in small steps. Next is to transform your relationship with failure and success. Redefine what success means to you, focusing on authenticity and impact rather than perfection or external validation. Practice affirmations like, "My worth is not defined by my achievements," or "I trust that every setback leads me closer to my purpose." So, for example, if you fear failure, reframe it as an opportunity for growth and learning rather than a reflection of your value. Next is to navigate power dynamics with integrity. Pluto's energy often brings power struggles, especially with authority figures or within leadership roles. Focus on maintaining your integrity and staying true to your values. Set boundaries in professional relationships, ensuring that you're not giving away your power or trying to dominate others. So, if you're dealing with a controlling boss or coworker, calmly assert your boundaries while remaining professional and grounded. Next is to build resilience in the face of public criticism. Your public image may go through periods of intense scrutiny or transformation, but Pluto reminds you that resilience comes from within. Focus on your inner confidence rather than external opinions, and trust that your truth will always shine through. So, for example, if you face criticism or setback in your career, use them as opportunities to reflect, grow, and refine your path. Next is to use your leadership to inspire and empower others. Your journey of transformation equips you to lead with wisdom and authenticity, becoming a role model for those around you. Embrace opportunities to mentor, teach, or guide others, sharing the lessons you've learned along the way. So if you've overcome significant challenges in your career, consider sharing your story to inspire others navigating similar struggles. And finally, create a legacy that reflects your true values. Pluto in the 10th house challenges you to think about the impact you want to leave on the world. Focus on creating a legacy that feels meaningful and aligned with your soul. Reflect on how your career and public contributions can serve the greater good and take intentional steps toward building that legacy. So, let's say you're passionate about social change. Consider how you can use your platform or influence to make a difference in your community or industry. Pluto in the 10th house challenges you to transform your relationship with career, ambition, and public image, teaching you the power of authentic leadership and purposeful success. While this placement brings intense lessons, as all Pluto placements do, it also offers profound opportunities to build a legacy that reflects your highest truth. By aligning your goals with your soul's purpose, navigating power dynamics with integrity, and embracing your role as a leader, you unlock your full potential to inspire, transform, and leave a lasting impact. If this resonated for you, let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like, share it with someone who needs this information, and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to dive even deeper, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for being here. Pluto in the 11th house represents deep transformation in the realms of friendships, groups, communities, and your hopes and dreams for the future. This placement brings intensity to your social interactions and your role within larger groups, pushing you to confront power dynamics and redefine your vision for the future. So with this placement, you may notice patterns like experiencing intense or transformative friendships and group dynamics, often leading to deep personal growth. Feeling drawn to larger societal causes, often questioning how you can contribute to collective transformation, as well as experiencing shifts in your long-term goals or dreams, where old visions no longer resonate and new ones emerge with greater depth and meaning. This placement challenges you to transform your relationships with social groups and your ideals, aligning your connections and goals with your highest truth and purpose. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the 11th house is to learn how to create authentic, empowering relationships and use your vision to inspire positive change. You're here to master the art of connecting with others in ways that promote growth and transformation, both for yourself and your community. Pluto here is asking you to confront questions like, are my friendships and group affiliations aligned with my values and purpose? Or am I clinging to connections out of fear or obligation? Am I willing to let go of outdated dreams or ideals to make space for a more authentic and meaningful vision for my future? How can I use my influence within groups to inspire change while staying true to myself? Your soul signed up for a journey of deep connection and social transformation, where your ability to navigate group dynamics and align with authentic ideals becomes a source of empowerment. Now, the biggest challenge for Pluto in the 11th house is fear of rejection and struggles with power dynamics in social settings. This block often manifests as feeling isolated or misunderstood within groups, fearing that your intensity or depth sets you apart from others. Attracting friendships or group affiliations where manipulation, control, or hidden agendas create tension or mistrust. Or clinging to outdated dreams or ideals, fearing the uncertainty of redefining your goals. At its core, this block comes from a fear of losing connection or being excluded from the collective. Pluto teaches that true belonging comes from authenticity, not conformity, and that transformation often requires letting go of what no longer serves you. So, for example, you might stay in a friendship or a group dynamic that feels toxic or draining, fearing the loneliness of walking away. Or you may avoid sharing your true ideas and passions, worried they won't be accepted by your peers. The path to breaking free lies in trusting your inner vision and allowing your connections and goals to evolve in alignment with your growth. The good news is that Pluto in the 11th house reveals your hidden strength as a visionary, leader, and agent of collective transformation. When you embrace Pluto's lessons, you gain the ability to transform social groups and communities by introducing new ideas, perspectives, and ways of thinking. Build meaningful, authentic friendships that challenge and support your growth, as well as aligning with long-term goals and dreams that feel deeply purposeful, inspiring others to pursue their own visions as well. So, for example, you might use your experiences of navigating complex group dynamics to help others create more authentic and empowering connections. Or your ability to see the bigger picture and influence collective energy makes you a natural leader in social or humanitarian causes. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn challenges within groups or ideals into opportunities for growth and empowerment. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy being in your 11th house, the first step is to evaluate and release toxic relationships. Pluto in the 11th house challenges you to let go of friendships or group affiliations that no longer align with your values or well-being. Reflect on whether your current social connections feel supportive and empowering, and release those that feel toxic or draining. If a particular friend or group creates more stress than joy, consider distancing yourself to protect your energy. Next is to align with authentic and empowering communities. Seek out friendships and groups that resonate with your deeper values and purpose. Join communities or causes that inspire you, where you can connect with like-minded individuals who share your vision. So let's say you're passionate about environmental issues. Consider volunteering with a local sustainability group to align your connections with your ideals. Next is to transform power dynamics within groups. Pluto's energy often brings power struggles in social settings. Focus on creating balanced and collaborative dynamics. Practice setting boundaries and standing in your truth, even in the face of group pressure or manipulation. Next is to redefine your long-term goals and dreams. Pluto in the 11th house encourages you to revisit your hopes and dreams, letting go of outdated visions to make space for new ones. Reflect on whether your current goals truly resonate with your soul, and give yourself permission to adjust them as you grow. So, for example, if your childhood dream no longer excites you, explore what new passions or ideals are calling you now. Next is to use your influence to inspire positive change. Your transformative energy makes you a powerful force for change within groups and communities. Embrace opportunities to lead or guide others. Share your ideas and vision with confidence, trusting that your perspective can inspire growth and transformation. So, let's say you notice a need for change within a group or organization. Propose new ideas or initiatives that align with your values. And finally, embrace your role as a visionary. Pluto in the 11th house calls you to step into your role as a visionary, using your unique insights to guide others toward a brighter future. Trust your ability to see beyond the surface and align with collective goals that promote transformation and growth. So if you feel drawn to start a new group or movement, trust that your vision has the potential to create meaningful impact. Pluto in the 11th house challenges you to transform your relationships with friendships, groups, and your long-term goals, teaching you the power of authentic connection and visionary thinking. While this placement brings intense lessons, as all Pluto placements do, it also offers opportunities to align with your higher purpose and inspire collective growth. By letting go of toxic dynamics, embracing empowering communities, and pursuing dreams that resonate with your soul, you unlock your full potential as a leader, connector, and catalyst for change. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And of course, be sure to like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more empowering content. If you're ready to truly transform your life, be sure to check out the links below for my tools and resources. Thanks so much for watching. Pluto in the 12th house represents deep transformation in the realms of the subconscious mind, spirituality, hidden fears, and the unseen forces of life. This placement brings intensity to your inner world, pushing you to confront and heal the buried emotions, karmic patterns, and fears that lie beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. So you might notice patterns like having a powerful connection to spirituality or mysticism, often paired with a deep desire to uncover life's hidden truths. Experiencing fears or anxieties that feel overwhelming or difficult to trace back to a clear source. Or feeling drawn to solitude or introspection, often going through profound inner transformations away from the public eye. This placement challenges you to embrace the power of the subconscious mind and spiritual growth, transforming your inner world into a source of empowerment and healing. The key soul lesson for Pluto in the 12th house is to learn how to confront your inner shadows and embrace spiritual surrender. You're here to master the art of letting go of control and trusting the unseen forces of life, transforming fear and hidden pain into wisdom and resilience. Pluto in the 12th house asks you to confront questions like, what fears or emotions am I avoiding? And how can I face them with courage and compassion? Am I willing to trust in the process of spiritual growth, even when I can't see where it's leading me? How can I transform hidden pain or karma into a source of healing for myself and others? Your soul signed up for a journey of deep introspection and spiritual awakening, where embracing the unknown becomes the key to your transformation. The biggest challenge for Pluto in the 12th house is fear of the unknown and difficulty confronting the depths of your subconscious. This block often manifests as suppressing or avoiding uncomfortable emotions, leading to feelings of isolation or disconnection. Struggling with recurring fears, anxieties, or self-sabotaging patterns that feel difficult to understand or control. Resistance to surrendering control, fearing that letting go will lead to chaos or vulnerability. At its core, this block comes from a fear of diving into the subconscious mind and facing the hidden parts of yourself. Pluto teaches that true empowerment comes from embracing your inner depths and trusting that healing is always possible. For example, you might avoid emotional or spiritual healing work, feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of what lies beneath the surface. Or you may experience recurring dreams, fears, or patterns that point to unresolved subconscious issues. The path to breaking free lies in surrendering to the process of healing and trusting that facing your inner shadows will lead to profound transformation. Now, the good news is that Pluto in the 12th house reveals your hidden strength as a spiritual healer, guide, and source of inner power. When you embrace Pluto's lessons in your 12th house, you gain the ability to heal deep emotional wounds and karmic patterns, creating a sense of inner peace and empowerment. You gain the ability to guide others through their own spiritual or emotional healing journeys, offering wisdom and compassion born from your own experiences, as well as the ability to develop a profound connection to the unseen realms, allowing you to tap into intuition, spirituality, and divine guidance with ease. So, for example, you might use your own journey of healing subconscious fears or traumas to help others navigate their inner worlds. Or your ability to explore and integrate spiritual truths makes you a natural teacher or healer in esoteric or therapeutic fields. Your hidden strength lies in your ability to turn inner struggles into sources of strength and wisdom, inspiring those around you to embrace their own transformations. Now, to begin to transform and apply Pluto's energy, being in your 12th house, the first step is to embrace shadow work and subconscious healing. Pluto in the 12th house thrives on deep inner work. Take time to explore your subconscious mind, uncovering and healing hidden emotions or fears. Practice journaling, meditation, or dream analysis to gain insight into your inner world. So let's say you have recurring fears or self-sabotaging behaviors. Reflect on where they come from and how you can reframe or release them. Next is to trust the process of surrender and letting go. Transformation often requires surrendering control and trusting the flow of life. Focus on releasing the need to control outcomes and embracing the unknown. Practice affirmations like, I trust that the universe is guiding me, or I release what no longer serves me to create space for healing. So let's say you're holding on to fear or resistance around a particular situation. Practice letting go through visualization, or a releasing ritual. Next is to spend time in solitude to reconnect with your inner self. Pluto in the 12th house often calls for periods of solitude and introspection. Use this time to connect with your intuition and inner wisdom. Create a daily or weekly practice of meditation, quiet reflection, or spending time in nature to center yourself. So let's say you feel overwhelmed by external noise or distractions. Carve out 10 to 15 minutes each day for stillness and self-connection. Next is to explore spiritual or mystical practices. This placement connects you to the unseen realms, making spiritual practices a powerful tool for your transformation. So explore modalities like energy healing, astrology, tarot, or past life regression to deepen your understanding of yourself and the universe. If you feel drawn to spiritual exploration, start by studying a practice that resonates with you, such as chakra balancing or meditation. Next is to address fears and anxieties with compassion. Your subconscious fears may feel intense, but facing them with compassion is key to healing. Work with a spiritual guide or a healer to process and release deep-seated fears or anxieties. So if you've been avoiding a specific emotional wound, take a gentle step toward exploring it, trusting that healing is a gradual process. And finally, use your healing journey to guide and inspire others. Your ability to navigate the depths of the subconscious makes you a natural guide for others. Embrace opportunities to share your wisdom. Consider writing, speaking, or teaching about your spiritual journey, offering insights and tools for transformation. So if you've overcome a significant emotional or spiritual challenge, share your story to inspire others on similar paths. Pluto in the 12th house challenges you to transform your relationship with the subconscious, teaching you the power of surrender, healing, and spiritual growth. While this placement brings intense lessons, it also offers major opportunities to embrace your inner power and align with the divine. By facing your fears, exploring your spiritual depths, and trusting in the process of transformation, you unlock your full potential as a healer, guide, and source of wisdom. Pluto's lessons may feel intense, but know that they are here to help you rise into a state of peace, empowerment, and alignment with your highest self. If this resonated with you, be sure to let me know in the comments. And of course, share with your friends who can also benefit from this information, and subscribe for more. And if this really spoke to you, be sure to check out my offerings linked below. Thanks so much for watching.